back to the channel, everyone. My name is Luke. Today we'll be talking about Avatar: The Way of the Water. This is the sequel to the 2009 film Avatar. It's been 13 years, but we're finally back with the sequel from James Cameron, the man himself. And let's just go ahead and state the obvious. This is a spectacle film. This is a visually stunning, highly improved film that you must see on the big screen. And even with that, it's such a crazy experience because the frame rate, the visuals, everything on this world of Pandora is just so fascinating to look at. And we're going to get into a lot of discussion here. But man, the visuals alone will suck you in. Like, my eyes never left the screen. Even with its long runtime, 3 hours and 12 minutes, I was just glued to the screen watching every little detail. And some of it did kind of bug me a little bit, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But if you just enjoy the first Avatar, I would definitely go see this on an IMAX if you can, in 3D, just to immerse yourself in that full experience. I thought the 3D was fine. It's been a little while since I've seen a 3D film, but I can say that there are some standout moments that I thought were pretty cool. Now, going into this movie is set quite into the future. We are back with Jake and Neytiri, who now have a family. They have 3 kids that are of their own, as well as a 4th child that is from Sigourney Weaver's character from the first film. It's very strange. I won't get into too much detail or spoilers here, but essentially Sigourney Weaver's character did get into an avatar in some way, but was pregnant and has a daughter named Kiri, which, side note, I thought they were saying Kitty through the entire film. Some of the audio is a little hard to decipher, but when I looked it up, in fact, the name is Kiri. But I just kind of was going with Kitty through the whole thing. But we don't get too much depth there like I would like. We do spend a lot of time with the children, but Kiri is a unique case because we don't really know who her father actually is. But when you look at her appearance, she does have human-like hands with 5 fingers, which separates her from everyone else. So we do see that, you know, her among with the other kids are picked on. So sticking into the route of kids, we also have another child here, goes by the name of Spider, which we do find out that Spider is the son of Stephen Lang's character, which apparently was around as a baby through the first film. We just never see him. But when the humans go back to Earth, the pods cannot support children or infants, so Spider is stuck on the planet. And basically, we have this Jungle Book-esque sub-storyline where he just hangs out with the Na'vi and just learns their ways, but always stays within human form. So we're seeing him now as a teenager. So there's a lot of sub-stories in here outside of like kind of the core thing that's going on. And these are some of the things that really frustrate me through this film, is because things get mentioned, and they get mentioned once, and they're never brought up again to never really build out this story. So even within the first like 5 minutes of the film, we understand that Earth is dying. They need to get all the people off of Earth. But I thought that was part of Avatar 1. Why has so many years passed on and they're still saying that Earth is dying and they got to get everyone off? I really wish they would have gone more in depth into that. We also have Stephen Lang's character returning, though a little bit different this time around. We know that he died in the first film, or so we think, but essentially he is cloned, and that's all that's mentioned. They have the technology to clone people, and he is sent back with a whole new slew of army soldiers, Marines, whatever, and his whole mission is basically seek out Jake and kill him. That is his whole focus, revenge. Really strange. Why couldn't we do more there? That was another thing that I struggled with. Jake being a soldier, knowing that they're sending all the humans back to Earth, you would think he would know that they're going to come back. They're going to come back in full force and take over this planet. But It seems there was no preparation to prepare for this. And so the core of our story then becomes that we're focused around Jake and basically keeping his family safe. And that's where we get into the way of the water, is that Jake takes his family out of the forest tribe and goes to visit a water tribe to learn their ways. So we have this bloated second act that's really just spending time around the water, more visuals, more just seeing them learn. We also go back and forth between Stephen Lang's character and the soldiers as they're learning new things as being avatars. It's just a lot that I think could have been redeveloped to kind of polish up this story in a little bit. But I will say, once you get into the third act, especially like the last 30 to 45 minutes, the action is incredible. When we see Neytiri just go bananas and just get on this huge killing spree, and I won't go into the reasons why, but it is scary and impressive. And I hate to say it, but Neytiri is kind of sidelined through this entire film. She was such a huge part of the first Avatar, and there's a lot of things that happens within her character that don't really flesh out, especially if you pay attention to her character and things that happened in the first Avatar film. So there's a lot going on. We're spending a lot of time with the kids. We're spending not as much time with Jake and Neytiri as I would have liked. We're also introducing this whole new tribe, this whole new way, and it's just, to me, a little bit of a mess. Long run time, not the best story. Some very interesting decisions made that really took me out of the film. As much as I was getting engrossed, there were some really weird decisions that kind of broke me away from that. Going back to the visuals, there's so much in this that, to me, it gets to the point where it feels like you're watching this cinematic, cutscenes from video games, which can be okay if you're into that, but I don't know, it just has this really weird effect. But even still, like, as a video gamer, like, I wish my PS5 looked this incredible, because man, once you get to the third act and the action scenes, it is something to really just get immersed in. Overall, this is a fun popcorn flick. The story is just not the greats, but it's such a fun visual experience, especially to see it on a huge screen. I would definitely go see this with friends and family. But for me, getting into my score, I've got to give Avatar: The Way of the Water a 5 out of 10. I'm going right down the middle because, for me, story is so important, and I just didn't get what I was hoping for within this story. And especially knowing that we got so many more films coming on gets me a little nervous. I'm hopeful that the next film can bring everything together, kind of take what was learned from this, answer questions, kind of build out more depth between the characters. But I'm very fascinated to see what's going to happen. So thanks so much for stopping by. Did you go see Avatar: The Way of the Water? Let me know what you thought of this in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. That helps supports me and the growth of this channel. And I can't thank you guys enough. Christmas is almost here, just a few days away. So I'm going to try to maybe get another video out before Christmas is here. But if not, I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas. And we'll see you again very soon.